Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Frozen Fortunes. It's the final episode of the season, which means next year is the final season of the series. I guess that kind of makes sense, but we're here on the profile of Jonas Svenningsson, who is unfortunately still out injured. He could technically feature today, perhaps. I mean, I could technically put him in the squad, but I don't want to do that. Also, since it's Tuesday, it's time to thank a new patrons, and this week it is Owen Rice, so massive thank you to you for that, mate. And also Bert Bertsenson for upping his pledge, which you really did not have to do. I'm just thankful that all of you guys are still enjoying the content. That is awesome, and I can't wait to get cracking with FM19 in a month or so. I swear to God, please rest Svenny next season. Only play him in the Champions League games. I really wish that was a thing I could do. If I could put him in a box, fill it with cotton wool and bubble wrap, and just leave him in the corner and bring him out for Champions League nights, then I would. But unfortunately, because he's got a key player mentality or like contract, he would complain way too much, and that would just risk upsetting him. I think I'm playing him about as little as I can do, really, making sure he's rested and fit for the Champions League games. I just didn't think that he'd get an injury in a game like that. But that's just one of those things, unfortunately. Hopefully next year we can keep him injury-free. Let's hope Svenny won't make any naughty noises this summer. Frankly, he can make all the naughty noises he wants, as long as they're not noises about leaving. What he gets up to in his private life is naught to do with me. You play FIFA on an exercise bike. What the fuck? So I think I have kind of talked about this before in the past, but some of you might be new to the channel since then. Essentially, this is how I exercise. I have an exercise bike, and there's FIFA on the telly, wireless controller, et violin, play a couple of games of Ultimate Team, and yeah, it covers about 40 minutes to an hour sometimes, and it's quite easy to do. It's remarkably easy, you think. I'm actually better at FIFA on the exercise bike than I am when I'm not on the exercise bike now, because that's most of the time when I actually end up playing it. I lost about 3 stone last year doing that, and I've lost another 9 pounds in the last month and a half just by doing that. So it's really, really good if you don't want to get out the house, or, you know, there's things like that. But also, I don't dislike running. I just dislike other human beings watching me run. And as a result, the exercise bike is the ultimate thing. You should try it. I highly recommend it. Does somebody else besides me see the guy on the hill in the intro? Yeah, it was built for the 1994 Winter Olympics in Lillehammer, which, as you might have guessed, is not in Greenland. Basically, it's the only stock footage I could get that looked like that and didn't have to pay for. So, yeah, laziness coming up trumps once again. Right, we have played a load of games off camera, of course, and we've got our final game of the season today, which you might have already guessed is not the cup final. More on that in a minute. First up, we had an away game against FC Copenhagen, and they put 3 past us, which is pretty surprising. Brun Larsen Standerholen, who you might remember as a Norwegian lad I showed you guys that I was planning on signing a couple of years ago, actually signed for them, and Kent Portsmouth. Thankfully, Vlad the Impala and Mariano Bravo grabbed us some goals to at least pull us back and not get another defeat on the record. Next up, we had Norgeland in the cup final, in the cup for the 2nd season in a row, and this time we didn't even get them to penalties before they knocked us out. And this was a full-strength team. We had enough chances to take them, and I think we should have won the game. Cunha was pretty decent, but Mohamed Kone's goal, that was it, basically, and they managed to defend, and that's the 2nd season in a row that Norgeland have knocked us out in the cup. It was even earlier this time. Next up, we travelled to AGF and a relatively comfortable 4-1 win. 2 goals for Rally, really close together, 1 for Vlad and 1 for Carlos Palacios. He actually did get a legitimate goal this time, which was nice to see. He has chipped in with a couple of those this year, which is good, but a comfortable win. Next up, we travelled to Aalborg, and this is a really solid result. Another 2 goals for Vlad. He really has stepped it up in this second half of the season. He's been finding some really good form and is actually catching up on the top scorers. He's past Jonas Svenningsson. Next up, some more drop points. A 0-0 at home to Midtjylland in a game I do not understand how we didn't do enough to win this match. They did nothing defended, but we had enough chances to win this and should have done, frankly, and it was really kind of hindering our chances of getting that elusive 100 goals. And then to add insult to injury, we went out and did the exact same thing in the following home game. Another 0-0. Cunha was our best player once again. They could have won this. They missed a penalty in this game. Their only shot on target of the night. Not too good back-to-back performances. No goals scored in 2 games for us is crazy bad. Then we had Midtjylland again, and another draw. 3 consecutive league draws. Probably the worst run we've had all season. They took the lead through Julian. Vlad gave us an equaliser, but Vasic's red card for a 2-footed jump tackle. Yeah, not good. Andre Cunha, yet again, the best player on the pitch for us. He's been fantastic. We then followed that up with an incredibly routine 4-0 thumping of FC Copenhagen. I don't know why they were so bad. Herseg got a goal, then Rally scored himself a hat-trick to finally get back on the score sheet. He was going for a bit of a drought, and I really did want to see him get to that 30-goal mark, and I think he has now exceeded it, but we'll check in a minute. Of course, all of that meant we did win the league. Way less points than last year, though. Only 88 points this season, although we can make that 91 if we can grab ourselves a win today. But the plus 80 goal difference is certainly a vast improvement, and we've scored 99 goals in the league, which means means one more and we'll hit the big 100, which is what I really wanted. A worse season overall in some respects, but we've been better going forward. Rally has had the season of dreams. 31 league goals. He's got 13 more than anybody else. Best player in the league. Cunha's up there, though. He's actually really improving. And Rally also has 12 assists in the league, and he could maybe top both of the charts and just be an absolute world beater this season. And I think with the summer behind him as well, next year he could really kick on and be something special for us. He and Svenny up top next year. Who knows what we could do. 11 Man of the Match awards too. It's fantastic. In case you're also wondering, Sevilla won La Liga, which is amazing. They managed to break the hegemony of Barcelona, Real Madrid and Atletico and actually win La Liga this year, which is cool. Rally and our 3 Serbian players plus Vazlovsky have all been called up to their World Cup squads too. Unfortunately, Denmark didn't make it, so no chance for Svenny, Olsen or Sugor. Svenny did actually win the Champions League Golden Boot, though, which is really, really cool because he got those goals in less game time than the other guy who was tied on 11 goals with, but weirdly didn't win Forward of the Year in the Champions League. We got 17 million for participating this year, so our money is going to be good. So in the summer, I really am going to try and spend. I've got a few little transfer targets, which I'll show you later, but honestly, I think we're just going to try and find some big boys and try and bring them in. I wish I'd signed Sasha Holzer now, but I don't know, at the time it didn't seem to make sense, but we could have maybe got through if we'd had him because he could have replaced Svenny in those games. And finally, Paris Saint-Germain beat Bayern Munich 2-1 in the Champions League final, so they've won it back-to-back and we were knocked out by the eventual champions. And there was me saying, yeah, Bayern Munich, easy, right? Well, they reached the final, so it seems they are back to business, it would seem. Right, sorry about that. I just got out of the shower and just walked straight into the room. That would have been really, really awkward. Just as well this wasn't a live stream, really. Now, we're playing Aalborg today, at home, of course. What's our record against them like? We've played enough games. We've beaten them 18 times now. Drawn once and lost 4 times. God, we've got a lot of history against these sides now. I love it. And still no dynamic rivalries, though, which is a bit of a shame. We're obviously the favourites for this. I just want us to go out there. Even if we win it 1-0, I don't care. I just want 100 goals. I always find it really difficult with these last end of season episodes like this to try and make it entertaining because there's so little stuff that actually goes on in this. So to placate that, here is a short video of me feebly whacking away at a piñata with a tiny stick. How about that?
That torch is distracting because you kind of think it's over there.
No. To your right.
Bit feeble.
There we go. A++ entertainment. Right, so, Aalborg, what are they doing today? Mikkelson's the man we want to mark up. We'll go for Kinnunen and Itzer as well. Saladar's the man up front too. So, yeah, and Mira is often their attacking man, but they've obviously moved things around today. So we are, of course, going full strength for this one, but I don't know who that is at the moment. Rally, Svenningsson. See, this is what I mean. He could technically play, but come on. It's unlikely. We'll just leave him in case he comes on and breaks something else. So we're going to go with Rally and Hersek because look at that. 19 goals he's scored this year for a player that I was sort of thought, yeah, he'll do all right. He's done bloody excellent, particularly after Christmas. Christensen is really the only player in this team that has underperformed this season and on a big level too. Like a 6.89 in a team that's winning as much as we are is really, really noticeable. And I might have to start looking into that next year and maybe drop him if he's just not working out for us in that position, but we'll give him a chance. Palacios and Cunha are both in. Santos, Simovic, Vasic, of course, cannot start, but it doesn't matter because we've got my big boy Aldo Barbello, who's done brilliantly this year. Also our top-scoring centre-back with 2. And on the bench, Angel, Olsen, Krejci, Bravo, Saifi, Sanchez, and Yakim. A very, very stacked bench. I just want to get the win tonight. If Rally can pick up a couple more goals, that'll be ideal. See how far he can get. If he could get to 35, he'd need 4. That's a bit much. Also, for those of you wondering, even though I haven't actually seen anyone mention this yet, I feel like some of you might be, we are going to do a looking forward episode where we go 20 years into the future after I finish the save. Obviously, it won't be immediately because it will take years to actually sim that far into the future because of how far we're into this save. So yeah, expect that a few days after the save actually ends. Not quite a full house on the happiness, but close enough. So, question of the day, and today's question is this. What is the one player you regret selling the most on FM? For me, I generally am pretty certain of most transfers. The ones that I've made myself, not ones where they've been sold out from underneath me, really. So honestly, I feel like Satar, I kind of feel like if we'd kept him, I know the money was good, but we weren't really able to spend it on anyone. And I don't think, oh, and Herseg scored already. After 1 minute, Vlad Herseg with the goal. We've got the goal that we need for 100, and there we go. That's our century of goals. But I feel like if we'd had Satar this year, I think he would have done a better job for us than Palacios, and maybe we should have kept him for another year. I don't know. I think that's one I do regret. Despite the amount of money that it got us, I feel like we kind of just needed him for his actual value to the squad. So I do kind of regret Satar. Let me know what you think. What's the player you regret selling in the comments? And of course, if you have any ideas for a question today, drop that in the comments too with the hashtag QOTD. An early goal here is really all we needed to set ourselves up. Now we can kind of just have a lovely damn time. And that's the plan anyway. Hopefully we can get a couple more goals today. Herseg, maybe a hat-trick perhaps? Ooh, what on earth was that? Palacios has bailed us out a bit there. He's certainly improved as the season's worn on, but he's certainly Not been a world beater, but I think we were always going to struggle to replace someone like Satara, and I might look for that position in the summer, particularly. Ball in. Rally's header. Wow, that was a powerful header. Ball in again. Cleared away. I think we can get ourselves a couple of goals in the night here. Palacios, who's having a good game so far. Can he find a good cross? Herseg! Oh, nearly another one, and it would have been another assist for Palacios. Obviously determined to show me that actually he was a worthwhile player this year. Bruno Dip's not been much better, frankly. They're actually doing quite well in possession, so I might just switch it to the counter-attacking approach. Since we've got the lead and it's against that sort of tactic, we can just try and pick them off on the break. We really need Svenny for these types of tactics. That's the problem. Oh, and Rally's been brought down, and Herseg will get a chance to have himself yet another goal. Genuinely, if he scores this, he might have a chance at sneaking into second or third on the top scorers for the league list, which is incredible when you consider the number of games he's played. That's 21 goals this season. I think he might have scored more than Jonas Svenningsson overall, which is insane. He really has been incredible in the league. And next year, he's going to start pushing some people, I think. Christensen with the ball in. Goes to the edge of the box for Sorgård. Maybe one of his long-range specials. Blocked. Simovic is busting to get there, though. And Sorgård's right in position again. No, loses out. Santos. Oh, Cunha's in. Can he score? Rally. Oh, dear. He almost looked like he hit that with the back of his head. So we're on 101 goals. The Dalmatians have yet to show up. Although, actually, do we have any Croats? I can't remember. Mira. Mikkelsen. Oh, what a tackle that is from Rally. He's doing the defensive duties as well. Making the runs forward. Lots of space for players. Palacios. Nobody really... Yeah, a bit confined. Santos. Cleared away. Kinnunen. Salazar. Cunha's covering that space. If we hold on to Andre Cunha next year, that is the key thing. He is probably one of the best players, if not the best player in our team. And that's saying something when you consider that he's about to make a mistake and concede a goal. Edge of the box, presumably. Long-range effort incoming. Ilsa. Oh, deflects straight into the path of Harmat. Well, 2-0 at half-time. Fairly comfortable. Once again, though, Christensen is having a very poor day. A 6.4. He just really seems to... I don't know, he just doesn't seem to do a lot, and he's had a really poor season this year, which is a shame, because I just feel like he's got so much potential. Okay, so we're 2-0 up. It's about just getting this over the line now. We've got 101 goals in the league, which is what I wanted to break through that barrier. It'd be nice if we could get a couple more today. Maybe see Herzeg complete his hat-trick. That'd be cool. Cunha is just a wonderful, wonderful player. Ball in again. And Palacios was making a run in there. Rally. Cunha. And I thought we were going to get another penalty. Sorgård. Rally inside. Blocked. Christensen takes it short this time for Cunha. Edge of the area for Sorgård. He's going to struggle to pick that one out. Oh, Cunha again. Herzeg's very deep. Jankowski. Can he slip it across for someone? Oh, look at this for football. Nearly. And as things stand, it looks like FC Copenhagen are going to sneak back into second spot yet again. Brøndby were occupying that position. Oh, go on. One touch. Out your feet. Strike. No. No. Goes short. Barbello. Cunha. We need a good ball in. Takes a touch. Rally. Sorgård. Barbello picks it up again. Jankowski. We've certainly not been emphatic today. A third goal would kind of help just to get some of those ratings up a little bit more. Palacios has had a good day, I think, though. Wonder how Sergio Santos is getting on over at FC Copenhagen, if he's still there. Can he find a cross? Takes it short for Palacios. He certainly can. And Herzeg! Oh, what a save from the goalkeeper, who is brilliantly named Quilty. Substitute goalkeeper is called Tuplai. Rally's not had the best day, but I do want to keep him on to give him a chance. Krejci, yeah, we'll get Krejci in there. Palacios has had a good game as well. But we'll get... Mateus Fresh Legs Olsen is coming on again. And since he's a bit knackered, Olsimovic, I'm going to get Aldo Safi on, just because Safi must be up there now for appearance makers for this side now. I think he might be the most appearances ever for us. He may well have overtaken Mariano Bravo, because he's just been an absolute stalwart for us over the years. Even when I think he's about to fade away, he just keeps on being good enough to be in that second string, and sometimes in the first string. Yusuf Toure, the player that we mugged off Everton with, is coming on for AAB. I think he's not AAB, Orbe. Sorry, my bad. I know I always get called out for calling them AAB, because that just isn't their name. Salazar's ball in. Ilsa over the top. Nicholas Roland is coming on. Anybody remember him? He must have signed for them from QPR, because I think that's who we sold him to. To be perfectly honest, we've not been that great in this game. It's been very cagey and tight. We've got our 2 goals, and that looks like it's going to be it for us, which is a bit of a shame. I would have liked to have seen us score a couple more, but it doesn't matter. Brøndby did actually sneak in. They scored a late goal, Ibsen, in the 82nd minute, which means Brøndby are actually going to be in the Champions League with us next season, and not FC Copenhagen. They just can't do it, even though our player, Halil Ibrahim, actually scored for them in that game. Weird. So that's how the league finishes up. They win it on goal difference in the end. Rally, yeah, there you go. Vlad Herseg got 19 goals in the league this season, finishing second top scorer, thanks to the way he's finished the season, and the third highest rating in the league too. Let's just take a little look at old Vlad here to see how many goals he's... So he's played 21 games from the start and got 19 goals, 10 assists. What a season. That truly is fantastic work from the lad. In case anyone was wondering, the playoffs for promotion relegation are happening at the moment. Schellerup against Vela, and Esbjerg will play against AC Horsens, which makes me wonder who actually did get relegated in the end. So Silkeborg, wait, what? How? Oh, no, they stayed up. So Vela go... This is so damn confusing. Third place playoff, that's the one. So Hobro were the team that went down. They lost 9-5 on aggregate. Despite the goals of Diego Maurizio, it wasn't enough for them. Right, so this is our shortlist as things stand at the moment. So we've got a few players on here, a few Argentinians. For example, this is Agustin Canuto, centre-back, decent-ish, 14, 13 in some good areas. A few little issues here, but solid for most part. He's 19 years old. He'd cost us a fair amount, but I think he'd be a decent sort of backup player. But again, this is the problem. It's so hard to find good players. We've got Trevino coming in too. There's this guy. This is Riccardo. He's an Italian that plays for Palmeiras, and he's a resolute personality. He'd be a solid one for the midfield. We could probably land him for around 10 million. I think he's the sort of player that could definitely give us a bit of a boost, and he can play the deeper role as well. I think another player in this position wouldn't hurt, so he's one I'll probably be going after, despite a few of these problems here. This is Pavel Michalek, who I think I showed you last year. He is now going to be joining us for about 725k. I think that's his release clause. So he will join us, but he's very young. And of course, there's Oscar Trevino, who will also be joining us. So our midfield is going to be nice and bolstered next year. That's one area that's going to be much, much stronger. I'm going to have a look and set my scouts out to look for certain types of player this year to really make sure that we can try and bring some extras in. But with Trevino, and if we can sign Riccardo too, that will certainly give us a lot more bang for our buck in the middle of the park. I really want to try and find a high-quality left-back, better than Bruno Dip, that's for sure, if we can. Or maybe even try and get someone like Satar back on loan if he's not playing. Who knows? Buy him back. We've got a 50% an sale fee clause there. You never know. But up front, I think we're set. Svenningsson and Rally there with Herseg and Bravo looking pretty damn solid. And Pavek will be back from loan, so he might well stay next year as well to give us some decent options in those particular positions. I am a little bit worried about the attacking midfield slot, though. With Christensen underperforming this year, that might be another area where I'll look to try and bring someone in, or we can just deploy Krejci in there next year to make sure he gets lots of game time because he needs it. So there was our season. Not the way I would have liked to have gone, but we got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League this year, which I guess is something. Next year, I want to aim... Well, we have to be aiming to win it, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I think we'd need a few more seasons yet. We just don't have the time, unfortunately. If only I'd started this save sooner or did more episodes. Hopefully we won't have that problem on FM19 as I move over to 6 videos a week. That's the plan anyway. So that's the end of this episode, but there will be an analysis video tomorrow, of course, and I'm going to record that in a minute, and that's going to suck because I've got to get this video up tonight. Not really how I like to do things, but there you go. So if you've enjoyed this season, and I hope you have, because it's the best season we've ever had in this save, if you think about the progression, then drop a like on the video. That would be awesome. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We've got one more season to go. It's the big one. We're going to throw everything at it and hope that we do well, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.